All right, welcome to this video. My name is Taylor Venture, and I'm going to be sharing with you the 4 skills that you absolutely need, without a doubt, to be able to scale an agency from zero, literally from zero, to $50,000 or even $100,000 per month in a year to a year and a half time. Okay, so it's going to be an important video because if you don't have all 4 of these things, man, the process and the journey of scaling an agency sucks. Okay, if I could swear a bunch right now, I would. I'm gonna try to keep this video PG, but it is painful, okay? And I was missing 1 to 2 of these skills for years, and I wish I had all 4 of them and mastered all 4 of them sooner or later, okay? So stick with me. By the end of the next 5 minutes, you're gonna know these 4 things, and it's gonna really help you scale your agency, and probably going to help you scale faster than 99% of the agencies on earth. So before we begin, this video was actually inspired by Josh Epple. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your last name correctly, where he asked me, basically his question was, if I had to start over in my agency, what would I do differently today than I did 4 or 5 years ago? What would that look like? So that's what I'm going to be covering in this video. So this is the first skill you need. It is the skill to be able to find a blue ocean. Okay, so this is basically just your niche. Okay. Now, the niche that you have, it's so easy to scale to 7 figures if you're in a blue ocean. Okay, just stick with me here. The niche selection process, I'm not going to go too in depth on this video. The very first video I published on my YouTube channel is about how to select a niche, the 5 different levels of niches that you have. But the very first skill that you need to master is the ability to identify a blue ocean and basically get in there and have a service and offer it. So a blue ocean, if you don't know what it is essentially a area of the ocean where there is a ton of customers and people that basically demand, but there's very little service. Okay, so there's very little. I don't know if I explained that properly, but there's very little supply for the service that the customers need. So when I first started my agency, Better AMS, and I came into this niche of Amazon advertising, very, very specific. At the time, very few people were doing it. There were so many businesses that needed help with their Amazon advertising, and so few agencies offering that service that it was a cakewalk to sign clients. I mean, literally a cakewalk, and it still is to this day. I believe that it's still a blue ocean. But anyways, that's what a blue ocean is. The second thing that you're going to need is super important. It's the next thing you need to master, which is, we're just going to call this LG, lead gen system. So you need to be able to build a lead gen system that can generate, attract clients and then of course close clients as well. So the process for attracting clients, I recommend when you're starting out, if I was again starting from zero, I would go cold. And by cold, I mean like outbound, where I'm not trying to do inbound marketing. I would just stick with cold outbound marketing in the very first beginning. The process or tactic that I would use to be able to get my very first few clients and get those first discovery calls, which can then lead to sales calls, which can then lead to clients, would be Trojan horse marketing. Again, I've spoken about Trojan horse marketing many times in the past. The process of Trojan horse marketing is very simple. You're essentially sending a video to an ideal prospect, and that's a 1.5 minute video that basically is calling out some mistakes or points that the business owner or the prospect could improve, and that's what your service is. Your service basically is whatever you're talking about in this video. And at the end of the video, you have a call to action that says, hey, I'd love to hop on a call and help you out with this. If you need any help with this, that's very simple, very straightforward. So if I'm starting from scratch, all I have is my laptop and some Wi-Fi, and assuming I don't have budget to hire anybody, I would literally just use Google Sheets, okay? And that would be used for building my list of ideal prospects. I'd probably spend 1 to 2 hours every day just building a list. Hopefully in that 1 to 2 hour time block, I can find at least 20 ideal prospects that fit my client avatar based on my niche, which is a blue ocean. And then I'm going to spend another 1 to 2 hours, maybe 3 to 4, because at this point, let's assume I don't have any clients. I'm going to spend another 3 to 4 using Loom, which is a free video software where you can just press record and you can make a video. And then of course I would have Gmail as well. Let's just put Gmail in here as well. So I would manually make these videos and send them out every day for the first month. Okay, guaranteed I'm going to get 1 to 3 clients in that first 30 days if I'm sending 10 to 20 of these videos per day. Guaranteed. If I'm in a blue ocean, I've done a decent job of making a video that calls out a way that this prospect can improve their business that's related to my service, that has a call to action saying, hey, come here, book a call. I'd love to help you out with your advertising on Amazon or whatever the service is that you're potentially planning on offering. Guaranteed, if you send out 400 of these, you're going to get at least 10 to 20 discovery calls at a minimum, okay? At a minimum. So that is an amazing process. I would just start with Trojan Horse Marketing, and I think that's totally fine. Again, if I'm in a blue ocean, this thing is going to probably convert at a 3 to 6, maybe even 10% call booking rate. I've seen it as high as 10. I haven't seen it over. Actually, there was a student in the agency Enlightened who's, I think he's like 13% call booking rate. Just insane. But anyways, let's move forward. So that's how I would go about getting clients on the phone, closing them. I'm not going to talk too much about like sales process and script. I want to keep this high level to the 4 skills. Again, the first skill is the ability to find a blue ocean. The second skill is the ability to build a lead gen system that will attract clients and then of course close clients. If you want to learn more about our sales process, there's a video I released recently called The Best Agency Sales Process. It's like a 2-step process. That video goes over our sales process in depth in terms of how to close people on the phone. Also, I have a video going over Trojan Horse Marketing. So anyways, you can search that up. The third thing that you're going to need to learn how to do is SB. We're going to call this systems building. Okay, so building systems, very simple. How are you going to scale? You're going to need systems. Why? Because without these systems, you are not going to be able to get repeatable results for the clients that you're bringing on. So by having systems in place, you're going to need to understand how to build systems. Very simple. You can use a software like Lucidchart. That's what we use. But again, let's assume that I have no money whatsoever and I can't afford Lucidchart. Well, I'm going to find a free alternative that allows me to build flowcharts and save them in that software. Very simple. I'm also going to use Google Docs and Loom for basically planning out these SOPs. And Loom is going to be the video software that I'm going to use to record the training videos going over the processes and systems that I've built. So if you learn, building systems really isn't that hard, but let's assume that this is a niche where I have no experience. Like when I started Amazon advertising, I had no experience with Amazon advertising. So how do you go about gaining the confidence to be able to deliver a service and get results for the client and then retain that client for years? Well, the other thing is just the ability to learn extremely fast, okay? I can learn something extremely fast and way faster than the average human being because I will go straight to the top. This is one of the mental frameworks I have in my brain. I'm going to go straight to the top. I'm going to find who's the best at Amazon advertising. Do they have a course? Do they have free YouTube videos? Do they have content on a blog? I'm going to absorb as much information as I possibly can, and I'm going to basically condense that information into a flowchart if they don't already have a framework or a flowchart that I can just copy. So that's essentially how I'm going to go about building my service or operating system or agency framework. There's a lot of different things that people call this. But that is the third skill. You're going to need to know how to build systems and learn, your service that you're going to be delivering so you can actually get results for the client. Now, the fourth one, this is the one that just took me I'm going to resist swearing, so damn long to figure out. Okay, you need people. And I thought that you could scale an agency with very minimal people. I didn't think you need people. I didn't think people were as important as they really were. Okay, I know that I'm really confident in my abilities to manage clients, get clients, build systems, find a blue ocean niche, do all those things. But it took me like 3 damn years, maybe 4, to realize that people are so important. And it happened by accident. It wasn't like I figured it out. Basically, I hired someone, and this person, her name's Destiny. She turned out to be an all-star. And basically it added an additional, I don't know, now it's up to probably $80,000 or $100,000 per month worth of clients that she has signed herself. But in the beginning, I hired her and gave her some training, gave her some guidance on how she could help scale the agency. And she went off and basically in the last year and a half has just scaled the agency to a level that's beyond what I thought was possible. And it's really opened my mind up to realize that you need to understand how to leverage people. Now that may sound bad, like leverage people, like as if they're not like, human beings, as if they're just like a part in the machine, but they're not. People are, first of all, it brings life to the agency. You're going to be way happier as an entrepreneur if you can hire the right people and you can build what is the next thing, which is encompassed in people, which is culture. Okay. people and culture, they go hand in hand. This falls under the same category. So hiring people, that's the first thing. You need to really know how to hire people. The tools that we would use, I would probably first hire a virtual assistant. The moment I cross $5,000 per month in the agency, I would hire a virtual assistant. In the Philippines, we use onlinejobs.ph. And I would hire a general virtual assistant. Maybe if she has some experience with Amazon advertising, great. I'll prefer to hire someone that has experience with the service that I'm offering opposed to someone who doesn't, because they can maybe even teach me some stuff. But I'm gonna just hire them so I can outsource admin tasks, list building for lead gen, and just repetitive tasks in the operations and the day-to-day of managing the clients. So the next person I'm gonna hire right around $10,000 to $15,000 per month is an account executive. The account executive or account manager is someone who's going to basically be speaking with the clients. They're going to be servicing the clients, and they're also going to be helping grow the business in their spare time when they're not servicing clients. That person, in my first hire, I would make it like someone like Destiny again, because her personality is really amazing. She leads with something called influencing, which is if you've taken this, I would highly recommend this as well. The account executive that I would hire, it's a necessity for them to go through the Clifton Strengths Finders personality test, as well as the Myers-Briggs personality test, as well as the Visionary versus Integrator personality test. Those are the 4 personality tests that they would have to go through, because who I want is someone that is mostly a visionary, but also good level of integration, mostly someone who leads with influencing, because I want an account executive, that first account executive, to be someone who can help out with signing clients and sales and marketing, just because naturally I'm more of an integrator. I'm more of a systems builder, and that would make sense for me. So if you're like an extremely butterfly type personality where you can sign clients super easily and you're very good at influencing people and your personality type leads with influencing, then maybe you need someone like me who's a systems builder that's quite analytical, that can build more, that can give more stability and processes to your agency, which will help with client retention and getting results. But for me, I would be looking for someone that's the opposite of my personality. Just whatever you do, just hire someone that's the opposite of your personality, because generally that's going to help out with your weakness, and it's going to help you scale a lot faster. You don't really want to hire someone that's just like you. Believe me, that's a mistake, at least for your first hire. Okay, later on, that's totally fine. So the people, the culture, that's pretty straightforward. The places where you can go to hire your first account executive, we use Facebook groups. It's super simple. There's a lot of amazing Facebook groups for our niche. You can also use LinkedIn. You can also use, the LinkedIn advertising, which is more expensive. But again, if I'm looking to hire an account executive, the agency will already be doing $10,000 to $15,000 per month. So I could likely spend, a few $100s on LinkedIn ads. There's Glassdoor. There is a bunch of hiring sites you can use. But from what we've seen, Facebook ads and just posting on social media tends to get the best applications, okay? Literally going to all your competitors and adding their entire networks on LinkedIn, and then sometimes personally reaching out to these people, like headhunting, is a great way of getting your first ideal hire, or just adding all those people and then posting content daily and then hoping that they one day apply, etc. So those are the 4 skills that you really need to master. And it took me 3 to 4 years to figure out the people one. It took me about a year to a year and a half to figure out the lead gen one. Fortunately, I figured out the first one in like the first 1 to 2 months. Systems building took me about a year. I wish someone told me that I needed all 4 of these sooner than later, because all 4 of these are necessary to be able to scale very rapidly to $50,000 to $100,000 per month, okay? So anyways, I don't know, Josh, I hope this helped you with this video, but if you still feel like there was questions that were unanswered, definitely let me know. And for anyone else who's watching this, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Smash that like button for me. It really helps out with the algorithm on YouTube, trying to get these videos out to more people and help more people scale their agencies or their service, or go from a freelancer to an agency or a consultant to an agency. And get up to 7 figures with healthy profit margins and a team that can take care of the business without you as the owner. I haven't closed a deal. Well, I've closed a few deals in the last 18 months, but 95% of the growth of our agency has come from our team and not me, which is amazing. So anyways, building that kind of agency is difficult, but these are the 4 things you really need. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.